Hello, and welcome to Grill Time with Marjory, the show that teaches you how to barbecue with elegance. One thing to keep in mind while grilling is it is not so much a science as an art. I'm sure you'll come to agree, and I'm sure we'll have lots of fun together today as we learn to prepare, well, let that be a surprise for now. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Grill Time with Marjory. Now, the inspiration for today's show came from a conversation I was having with my friend Agnes. I was over at her house for tea, and her kitchen was being renovated, and she didn't have access to a stove, and she had just the most dreadful craving for a pie. And she asked me, Marjory, she said, Marjory, do you know any other ways to bake a pie? And I said, why don't you cook it on the barbecue? The Americans cook turkeys on the barbecue. Why can't you bake a pie? And she said, well, never thought of that. I said, well, that's what I'm going to do on my television show. So today, you're going to see the first ever pie baked on the barbecue. Now, to begin, we start with our pie crust. The pie crust is essential. It's the foundation on which the rest of the pie is built. Now, I prefer a very simple and basic crust, so as not to detract from the rest of the ingredients, the flavour. The pie is sort of the homely quality. Now, for the ingredients, we're going to want our flour, our sugar, our salt, water, and an egg. Evenly. There we are. Agnes tells me if you save your eggshells and you plant it in your garden, it's very good for it. I'm not quite sure I believe her. Agnes, she gets her wild ideas. I love you, darling, because I'm sure you're going to be watching this, but you do. Alright. Now that's done, we're going to pour our pie crust into the pie tin. Doesn't that look lovely? Now, we're going to start with our filling for the cherry pie, beginning with the tomatoes. Now, be careful when you're cutting, you don't want to hurt yourself. There we are. Now, on to our lemon. Now I find the lemon, it's surprising, but it adds quite a nice flavour to a cherry pie. Now you want to be careful not to get too many seeds. One or two won't kill you, but I prefer to pick them out when I can see them. Now, there we are. Now notice, I've got my seeds off to the side there, nice and safe and out of the way. Now be very careful when you're cutting citrus, because you don't want to cut yourself and get the juice in your finger, because that hurts like a dickens, I can tell you. Now we are ready to put this in our pie. There we are, and there we go. Make sure you get it nice and evenly distributed when you put it in. Not all the tomatoes in one place. Wouldn't want that. Oh my. Well, I can move it around a bit. There. And there we are. Now you want to keep it out around the edges, because you want to have a nice thick crust there. Oh, almost forgot. You want to have the ketchup packets handy. This is quite essential. Now I usually do about 3 or 4 depending on my mood. Get this there. And I think I'm only going to go with 3 today. Save the 4th one for my biscuits. Now, here we are. Some M&M's. I just like to sprinkle these on. Just sort of a nice topping. Again, staying away from the crust as much as you can. I think that should do it. Right, and now, my final ingredient. Now this may sound a bit strange to you, but I like a little bit of curry powder. Just sort of sprinkled in. Not too much, because of course curry is very strong. No, I think that is just the perfect amount. Oh, there we are. Now, you're going to want to be cooking this on low heat at first, and then about 10 minutes in you're going to turn it up to medium. So now let's see if we can get this started. Oh, my grill's a bit strange. As it happens, there we are. Very particular piece of machinery. Now we're going to dial it down to a low heat, and there, that's about perfect. Now close the lid, and you're going to want to set a timer. I've got one right there on the grill, and then wait for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, our barbecue is heated up to about 325 degrees. This is where we turn it up to medium heat. This is the part that makes all the difference. Now watch as we turn up the dials. Now look at it where it is right here. It's clearly not finished, but as I say, the medium heat makes all the difference. Alright, we close it up. We don't want to lose any more of our heat. Now, stay tuned to where we reveal our final product. Welcome back to Grill Time with Marjory. Here we have the unveiling of our finished cherry pie. And here it is. Voila! A beautiful, perfect cherry pie. I hope you've enjoyed our episode today, and I hope you've learned something. That you can cook on the grill with elegance. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed our show today. Now, RNN can't put on these productions without your help. So please go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. I believe that's what it's called, isn't it? The channel. Also go to our website, mrangers35.webs.com.